It seems like the 2010s were a great time to be a gamer. I mean, so many innovative titles were released.
Such as Super Mario Galaxy, Call of Duty Black Ops, and Mass Effect 2.
It was just a year filled with absolute bangers.
Another trend that was emerging at this time was also the huge popularity of open world games. Titles like Red Dead Redemption, Fallout New Vegas, and Prototype were just a few games that helped explode the genre. It got so popular to the point where even the executives were starting to catch on as well. And it kind of felt like at this time, every game had an open world, whether they needed it or not. Just another thing to hit the quota and slap on the back of the box to call it a day. And one of the most potent examples that show how weird this trend truly was is Mafia 2. For those of you who are unfamiliar, Mafia 2 is a semi-open world action-adventure game where you play as Vito, an Italian-American veteran who's recently returned from the war, as he finds himself swept up in different schemes and plots as he rises the ranks throughout the Mafia. The game spans his come up from a low-level lackey to top dog boss, alongside the varying challenges he faces along the way.
But I'm not here to talk about the story. I want to strictly focus on the open world of this game and why it's so weird to me. It's Koi here and welcome to the pond because we're diving deep. Also, don't forget to subscribe, or at the very least just like or leave a comment. It would really help me out. Thanks. I need the engagement.
So, to begin, it's kind of apparent that this game wasn't fully designed with an open world in mind. When we look at New York, it looks huge, with different boroughs that reflect the income inequality within the city, from rough rural streets all the way to cushy suburbs. Now, I initially thought that these areas would serve as a parallel to Vito's story. As he climbed the ranks, we would see it reflected within his environment, things like nicer cars, or even different stores. But these areas barely play any role in the gameplay. It's the same cars, same NPCs, and same stores everywhere across the map. The only difference between here and here is that there's houses here and skyscrapers here. The world is almost a completely empty shell. Even the streets, where is everybody? The streets have barely any people on them, and when they do, it's the same 3 NPCs, and they're kinda just like walking in place. And alright, I get it, this isn't GTA 5 or anything, but still, have them at least do something. All of the NPCs kinda just hover around to sell the immersion of the city being populated. It reminds me of the initial release of Cyberpunk 2077, where NPCs would kinda just spawn in and do nothing. And in addition to that, there's barely any traditional side content. There's no side quest or anything like that.
And the only collectibles in the game are PNGs of criminals and naked women. I'm not joking.
Speaking of poorly selling the immersion, there is nothing to do in this city. There's a few gun shops and clothing stores that sell slightly different items, your house, and a garage or two for you to customize your car and escape the police. And that's it. In fact, the police are one of the only things on the map you can interact with. And much like the NPCs, they don't even try to look different, just copy and paste it for the sake of it. Like, look at this. Everything feels so redundant that after you do it once, there's no itch to go back and do it again. For example, in the beginning of the game, you're encouraged to use the garages to hide from the police. But after that, I never used it once, even though I had the money to. And the reason for that is because the cops are also a complete joke. The cops and the rest of the enemies in this game are a complete enigma to me, because they're either complete pushovers or elite soldiers trained by the military to take you down, with no in between. Like, you can be barreling down the highway and they won't care one bit, but drive just a little too fast down the street and they're on your case. But I will give them some praise here. Having a speed limiter alongside cops who actually react somewhat to your actions is pretty cool, especially with regards to things like cutting red lights or hit and runs. But once again, you just need to break their line of sight and they'll forget you ever existed. Or on the other hand, they'll hound you down for 10 minutes like a crazy axe, and yet again, there's no in between. While we're on the topic of driving, because that's something you're going to be doing a lot in this game, the other drivers completely suck. Half the time, I can't even tell if they're purposely meant to hit you or not. But they make driving feel like a complete chore, because they'll just swerve whenever they feel like it. And like I already said, this isn't GTA 5. Going on rampages isn't as fun in this game, so when you're repeating a mission for the 3rd time, it gets really annoying to deal with brain-dead pedestrians. Which brings me to the missions. The open world basically serves no narrative purpose. There are only 3 missions I can think of off the top of my head that use it in some form, and 2 of those are races against the clock missions, which are always fun and totally not annoying. The entire game is just go here and do this, then go here and do this. The open world only serves as a vehicle to pad out the time. While yes, sometimes you do get dialogue or exposition, which helps build the world and characters, but most of the time it just devolves into nonsense like,
Get easy, El Greco's gonna fix
chest.
you.
Yeah.
Get easy, El Greco's gonna fix you.
You're...
Sit back. The more you whine about it, the worse it's gonna be.
So listen,
Sit
Vito.
back. The more you whine about it, the worse it's gonna be.
Thanks.
Hey, we're in.
it just makes me wonder why even bother to include this, and why not just have the characters teleport from X to Y? Why all the extra fat? You may be asking why I'm getting so aggravated here. It's because I feel like what happened with this game in the open world is a trend that is still occurring. This game could have been a fully linear experience, and that would have not changed a thing. It feels as if they had the story and design for this game ready to go, and were forced to incorporate the open world as an afterthought because the higher ups wanted it. When I played the game, I constantly looked for the fastest way to each mission because I just wanted the story, and not this. And I think the same thing is still happening with games being forced to fit a pre-established trend or genre, alongside devs being forced to make adjustments that just serve to baffle players instead of enriching the experience. And Mafia 2 should serve as a precautionary tale to this type of development. But that's kind of it. I just wanted to talk about the open world of Mafia 2, because it's such a weird thing to experience, especially with a modern viewpoint, because we've had The Witcher 3, GTA 5, and Breath of the Wild since then, which show how to do an open world correctly.
So if you're looking for an open world, go there, because the streets of Mafia 2 are as dead as Joe. And if you're mad about that spoiler, this game is 16 years old. You had time. So thanks for stopping by the pond. It's your Koi here, and I'm out.
So, what'll it be? Give me the gabagool.